I just see like a net, like an actual net with threads, like appear in my mind with like strategic data in there. And then we know how to make that strategic data available internally or externally, but in any case to those people that truly need it. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. It really a very strong concept, a concept that very strongly relates to is this idea of domain driven software engineering, domain driven governance of data, right? So that instead of you having you just mentioned it yourself, right? The data lake or data warehouse, like being very focused on having this big container or this big platform where you get all the data. It's really not about that. It's really about connecting the dots, right? Creating that net across the organization. And for me, and maybe some listeners may take offense to this, it's a little bit less about the technology sometimes. Like for me, it doesn't matter as much what cloud native architecture, if any, it really is on. For me, the part that I'm looking at more is the governance around it. Is that kind of how do you mobilize it? What are the concept, the roles, responsibilities? How do you maybe change different people already have roles in organizations to be more aligned to this type of data democratization? At least that's for me. And I think sometimes like where some of the challenges come from, and I don't know the respective CDO you spoke to, right? But it's like sometimes over promises it. Right? Here's the mesh, here's your data. Next quarter, it will all be there. It's not there, right? That's not how it works. There's a lot of hard work that will come with it. Things like data ownership and et cetera. So probably that may have something to do with it.
Yeah. Why do you think it's gained so much traction, and what are some of the challenges that are being addressed with it?
One of the main reasons is that the quality of data is still a problem. We've talked about this for decades, and depending on the company in the sector and the industry, but like the quality and the availability of data remains a problem that has several reasons. One again ties back to these data lakes and data warehouses where the technology at that point of time just seemed to advocate for a centralized kind of provisioning of that technology. And like a lot of companies, even they know that they might create a data swamp, it's just too tempting to pump it in there. And so I think that's just like a big part of the reason
Wait,
why
did you just say data swamp?
I may have.
Man,
I know.
so many different terms. Anyways, go ahead.
If that's the case, then carving some of that data up by domains and starting to drive ownership instead of indeed like dumping everything in this swamp where there's nobody really